Definitely need to call Tyler Perry.
Oh, we live. Hey, listen.
Oh, shit.
What
up, though? I'm blind as shit. Where my glasses go?
I saw that red light.
I saw that red light. So let me say,
there we go.
to officially bring everybody in, what it do?
What I do?
Welcome to another new episode of Technical File.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye, 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 bye.
I feel like this is the first time all four of us have been back in here.
It's
For a
been a
couple
minute.
weeks.
It's been a long time.
So let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
Look,
Don't do it to him.
ooh, please don't come in this. Hey, stop. Cut the comments off today.
Oh, good Lord. That's going to be fun. Let's go. What y'all talking about today? Oh, what do you want to do?
All right, I'm sorry.
Dude, hit that theme music, please. We can't. Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry.
Welcome to episode 324 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And this your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. Oh, I like my energy today. Let's go. I'm liking it.
I feel like the more animated his intro is, the more monotone mine has to be. So I am the Eric J.
Only known as.
The Eric J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door, you know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy, K. Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as me. And a few other ones. This
Couple names come to mind.
Shut up. Shut up. Y'all ain't gonna make me lose the plot this week.
But it was thinking.
It
was thinking.
Some housekeeping before we get into the slate of things
Fluffy
here.
pillow?
Listen, hey, please follow the podcast on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We are trying to grow our following on the YouTube as well, so please subscribe there. If it's on an audio platform, please review us 5 stars.
Yeah.
Leave a glowing review about why you love Tech File so much, because again, like we said before, word of mouth is a powerful tool. People listen to others rather than people on the show. So if you could also tell somebody about what we do here, if you enjoy it, we would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you share, do all the other stuff. Put your kin folks on, put your co-workers on, put your friends on, put your family on, put everybody on.
Even if they get fired, put them on before they get fired.
Whoa, why we have
Niggas leave jobs every day, B.
All right, well,
I said before they get fired.
Tell them too, I guess. But yeah, tell them about Tech File, please. Appreciate it. We didn't choose the gaming's name topic ahead of time unless y'all got one real quick. We can just get into the slate.
I'm good.
Into the slate we go.
Indeed.
Golly. That whistle blew my eardrum out this week. All right. We are going to kick off with NFL, go into some NBA news, and finish with some pro wrestling.
The craps.
NFL, who wants to kick? Actually, you know what?
That did get dark, Dwayne.
Hey, listen, after New Year's, fireworks go off, the lights get dark. You know what I'm saying? Shit gets dark.
Man, words just be coming out your mouth.
He definitely starts sentences and does
don't
not
know where it's going to go.
I knew how to end it. I just didn't put it right. Because it made sense to me. After the fireworks on New Year's, shit do get dark.
Just words. Okay. Here's how we going to run the NFL this week. We're going to start with Russell Wilson getting benched. We're going to go into some Ravens conversation and then look at some win and go home situations. And of course, we're going to talk Packers Bears because we got to. We got to. And during that time, don't you worry, Dwayne. I'm going to get some Vikings jokes in. So just so you know.
I feel like y'all always match. You always coordinate.
Kinda.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
That's my brother-in-law. You know what I'm saying?
Earth tones this week. I ain't get the memo. It's all right.
I say usually we have probably sometimes we have the same Bucks gear on. Well, not the same gear, but like Bucks gear on, everyday gear.
Last week, all three of them had on everyday gear. I was just out here.
So the Denver Broncos benched Russell Wilson. Apparently, they went to Russ after he beat the Chiefs right before their bye week and said, "Hey, Russ, you feel like restructuring that contract?"
Hell no.
That's what he said. And they said, "Well, all right. Well, then you probably gonna be on the bench." And he said, "All right, we're gonna see about that." Won 4 more games right thereafter, put the Broncos back into playoff contention. They end up going on a little losing streak after that. And that made their decision a bit easier to be like, hey, remember what we talked about before? Here go that bench.
Yeah.
Sit there. And my first reaction was like, why are they doing that to this man? But then I realized he has an additional $37 million in guaranteed money if he can't pass a physical by March. So what that means is pretty much they don't want this man to get hurt in the last 2 games of the season, regardless of if they're in playoff contention or not. I say last 2 games because it happened before the Week 17 slate. So they figured we're going to just bench you because we ain't trying to pay you nothing extra than what we have to because we already paying you too much.
Y'all did it.
They did.
It's
Cashed
bad. Y'all did it.
So I just found that like just wow. Like this is where we at.
It's kind of reckless that if that was the decision that they made
after he beat the Chiefs
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks ago, that you still like if you were concerned about his injury guarantee, like you let him play an additional 8 games before you pulled the plug finally. Like if I was a player on that team, like I'd be pissed.
Yeah, because they started winning.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, I guess we can't sit. Like, it would look bad. Like, optics look terrible now if we sit you. Because they won. They beat Green Bay. They beat Kansas City. Went on the bye. Beat Buffalo. Beat Minnesota. Beat Cleveland. They lost to Houston. And then they beat the Rams or Chargers. Then they lost to the Lions. Then they lost to the Patriots. And then they was like, time to sit back down, buddy.
I mean, that Patriots one, that's a death nail. I get it. But yeah, again, like I always look at it for me with tanking in football. It's like that's really tough because of how short careers are. It's like they had going into Week 17, they still had a chance at the playoffs, right? And I guess they still do because they won. Like it's like give us the best shot. Like I don't know how long my career is. My career on this next pass route that I go out for, and you aren't giving us the best chance to win because you want to save some money. Because you don't want somebody else to get like it just it doesn't sit right with me.
I think it
as a player, like even like for Russ, like it definitely doesn't sit right. But I get it.
I think them going on that streak kind of surprised them.
It did.
Like definitely like, oh no, this is where we at. This is where we gonna be. Shout out to Green Bay, putting the motherfuckers on the ship 5 games in a row. It was 2-5 when we seen them,
and I was pissed we lost to them.
Like, but it is what it is. I didn't think Russ was having a phenomenal year at all, at no point, or a good year. Honestly, I thought he was okay.
It was
majority
better than last year.
It was better than last year,
barely.
Which was not barely at all. It's better than last year. It's just that the bar for last year was low.
Exactly.
Like he finished right now. He's top 10 touchdown passer rating. But the Broncos happen to be among the league's worst in third down production and goal-to-goal situations. And they're 22nd in the red zone. So, like, he was better, yes, than last year, but it was a very low bar to clear. And they're still really searching for their next franchise quarterback. They haven't had one since Peyton Manning, and that was just a couple-year rental at that point.
Yeah.
And that was the ghost of Peyton.
I mean, Jay was all right, fool.
Jay who?
Cutler.
That was before Peyton.
Yeah, that was way before Peyton. Cutler actually had an MVP caliber season.
Because he was with Denver before he went to Chicago.
And Brandon Marshall was clowning.
Ooh, and I can't wait to talk about Chicago, boy, I tell you. But let's talk about a quarterback that's actually playing well. That is Lamar Jackson, looking real quarterbacky out here.
Big trust out here running away with the MVP, literally. Like, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens have convinced me that they are the best team in the NFL.
Was it this past week that did it for you?
No, it's the last 4.
I love it.
Like, it ain't just because they smoked one good team. Let me go back to the Ravens. I was just looking at their schedule. It ain't because they smoked one good team. The last 4 games was The Dolphins, the 49ers, the Jaguars, the Rams. Dolphins game 56-19. 49ers game 33-19.
I wasn't expecting that one.
Jaguars game 23-7. The Rams put up a fight 31-37. But after that, 20-10 against the Chargers, 34-20. 33. Oh, they lost to the Browns though, but that was the last time they took an L. Was to the Browns by 2 points.
And that was week what?
That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago. So 10.
Okay.
So it's like, but he also don't have a 1,000-yard receiver. He does not have a 1,000-yard rusher. Both of them got like 800 plus yards. So they need like 180 and 150 rushing and receiving respectively. In order for them to get a 1,000-yard rushing and 1,000-yard receiver, unless they both go crazy on Sunday.
Is it Zay Flowers?
Yeah, Zay got an 850.
Flowers is
and
nice.
Gus Edwards got like 828 rushing or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
So they need like 180 and 150 in order to get 1,000. So for him to be putting up these numbers, the team to be playing the way they playing. Granted, it's not just him though. They defense is like number one.
Yeah, defense crazy.
Hold on, I had a little note. It was number one in scoring defense, turnovers created, and sacks. They're number 2 in red zone efficiency as far as keeping people out, and number 4 in points scored. So like their defense is top 1, 2 in the league. He out here cooking with. He's developing cats. I mean, you got a OBJ that's still he ain't quite OBJ, but he's still a good receiver.
You get a sighting here.
Yeah, you have a good game from him here and there, stuff like that. Bateman, I like. Zay Flowers is gonna be their number 1.
Yeah, Zay is it.
Isaiah Likely is coming into his own. Gus Edwards actually is not a bad running back. Like he's more of the power back.
Who was their running back that got hurt?
Keaton Mitchell.
Okay.
And
Mitchell was cold.
He was looking good early.
Got hurt, but he'll probably be back next year.
Okay.
Like, but the team that they have now, even without, is Mark Andrews hurt? Yeah, Mark Andrews done for the year. Cooking.
Yeah.
Cooking. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be unanimous this year, just because everybody and their mama had Brock Purdy last week.
No, it might be after these 2
but
weeks. It might be enough.
Yeah, they might not even play on like that on Sunday though. Like that's gonna be the decision.
Here's the thing: was it 2019 when the Ravens last won the AFC?
I think it was like 3 years ago. Yeah.
So I think it's around that whatever year it is. You looking that up for me?
Yes.
Appreciate it. But they sat everybody, and then they had to bye, and when they came back, they looked terrible.
Yep.
And they lost.
They got smoked.
So I always like the discussion around: do we sit and rest our guys, or do we actually go for it, keep them playing?
It was 19, by the way.
All right, let's go, memory. Yeah, like which one do y'all subscribe to? More of like the let's rest, let's get better, or we gonna keep playing and stay in game shape?
Play they ass.
I think that a good coach has a pulse of their team.
Good answer.
So if your guys are limping to the finish line and could use the rest, or if like you're in a good rhythm and you don't want to disrupt it too bad by having 2 weeks off. So I think it's a case by case basis, not a one size fits all type of situation. So that's where I stand.
Who they play last? The Steelers, and the Steelers got to win to get in. So they might actually have a game on their hand. I wouldn't be surprised if I seen them play like the first half, and then they sat him the second half, depending on how the game is going. Steelers don't really have a good defense like that. Like they can get torched. They have good playmakers. But their defense is cool, so I feel like they may. If Baltimore gets to a big enough lead in the first half, I feel like they may just sit him the rest of the game and let the backups cook. And if they lose, they lose. They win, they win. Type.
Yeah, I don't think the outcome matters, but I think like your game preparation and all that, like, and it may even be case by case, like with certain players. It's like if like somebody's banged up, it's like okay, we don't need to run him out there. But
sit OBJ for the next 2 weeks or whatever, like hypothetically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like it depends on like where that person is and their health or whatever. Like there's no reason to just like grind out and try to we gotta get as many wins as possible. It's like I think the most important thing should be health and rhythm for the playoffs. So wherever that lands for different players, like I don't think it should just be a team wide like this game don't matter, so fuck off for a week.
No, yeah, I definitely feel like looking at San Francisco, who's in the same situation. Like Christian McCaffrey got hurt, like he tweaked his calf, so it's like you sit down.
Right.
Purdy needs to play.
Like if they needed that game, like he probably
you be so hard on Brock Purdy, fam.
Because bro, they was trying to crown him, bro.
They really was.
They was really trying to crown this man off top.
I think
and he ain't proved nothing.
But he's quarterback.
I think Brock Purdy isn't as good as some of the hype, but I don't think that he is.
No, he's not. No, he's not bad. You just can't crown him though. Like I can't take that.
Like this game this past week, I was like, he makes them throw. He makes on time throws.
To be fair,
he's a decent quarterback.
He's second in yards. He's second in yards.
Yeah.
He's second in touchdowns. He only has 11 picks, so he got 31 touchdowns, 11 picks, and he's number 1 in QBR with 4,280 yards passing.
Like he's a good quarterback.
Like no, 4,200 yards and 31 touchdowns and 11 picks is Rodgers' numbers.
It is, but where you at now though?
Like that's crazy.
Where you at now?
1 seed in the NFC.
In NFC. With Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle as
his
weapons.
Part of it.
Exactly. Like who he around for? You can throw almost any quarterback in that situation.
But he's delivering passes on
Trey
time
Lance.
where they need to be. And Trey Lance.
I did forget about that.
Jimmy G wasn't putting up 4,000-yard passing seasons.
But no, I feel
Jimmy
you.
was a winner though.
If you gonna hate for Jimmy, then you gotta hate for Brock, fam. Like,
you have to, because he's better than Jimmy.
Clearly. Literally the same situation.
But no, I feel you about the Ravens. It'll be interesting to see what they do this weekend. Honestly, I think we talked about it 2 weeks ago when I was on here, but the Ravens looking like that team in the AFC, fam.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely are.
They smoking everybody.
They looking like that team. So if they can come out the bye and still have that same energy, I'm gonna feel really good about them.
I love how like Lamar plays. Like he knows how to pick and choose. Like
he's more patient now.
Yeah, like when he needs to take off, and he's not as quick to just take off like he used to be. Like he really be trying to be in the pocket and just think.
That 2019 year was the 1,000-yard rushing and like crazy ass numbers and shit on the ground.
But I appreciate that he like truly is developing. Like, cause that was the main thing, saying like, oh, he's just a mobile quarterback. But now he's showing you like, yo, I'm in the pocket. Like I'm a quarterback.
Like I've been this guy.
Like I've been that. So I definitely appreciate that. And it'll be super dope. Like him winning MVP again. Like that's dope.
2-time MVP Lamar Jackson.
That's dope. But then all the money he wanted, he's showing y'all like, fam.
But his biggest asterisk has always been the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's always been his. That's why they didn't want to pay him in the first place. And then he turned around and skipped out on their ass before they paid him, which I didn't blame him at all.
No, not at all.
So now the question is, because 2019 was just not too far away.
Yeah.
Granted, I feel like he is a better quarterback now than he was then, which is wild.
Yeah. And it's, again, the growth, he's been in the league longer.
So now it's like, if I want to, I could run for 100 if I wanted to. Like, really.
He could easily do that if he wanted to.
I think part of it is because they paid him that much money. Like part of it was like, hey, you can't be as reckless with your money
protect yourself
because like we have so much invested. Like there's that added responsibility of like that's
of
why
being there.
like that's why everything gets put on the quarterback is because like you are the most important thing. So like this whole thing doesn't go if you go down.
Right.
Pause. But I lost my train of thought.
No, the quarterback's most important. And if anything happens to the quarterback, then pretty much, the whole thing can derail. That's why cats are spending seasons.
Yeah. So, like, that's why, like, the lady saying the quarterbacky thing, like, it's coded language and it's stupid as hell. But, like, I think that there is a premium put on quarterbacks that don't put themselves in the harm's way. On top of all the racist shit that exists with black quarterbacks. Like, I'm not dismissing that. I'm saying, like, there is a benefit to having somebody that you know is, like, you don't have to rush for 100 yards a game to be effective quarterback. Like it's a benefit.
It's an added bonus. It's a perk.
Yeah. But it's vital that we have you in a place where you're not taking unnecessary hits.
Right. Yeah. To be fair, you probably don't want your quarterback running 100 yards a game.
You don't want them to get hurt. You don't put them in this position unless they're gonna slide every time and be able to avoid contact. Like that's the thing. Like you just ain't trying to put them in positions where they can hurt themselves because that position is such a premium.
And even still, like if somebody looks at the cost benefit analysis of, hey, Lamar is here, I got a shot, it might be a penalty, but it's only 15 yards, and we can take him out the game. Like
on some Saints bounty hunting.
Yeah, I mean, like but it's realistic. Like in a playoff game, it's like that's the head of the snake. Like if we can get him out,
we got a shot.
That 15-yard penalty is kind of worth it.
I mean, I watched that Reggie White documentary, and I mentioned him because that was me and Tim were on here. The year before Reggie White came to the Packers, they played the Packers, the Eagles did, and Reggie White, I tried to hurt you, Favre. Like I really tried to take you out. Like I tried. You got back up and took some painkillers, and you came back in. And that was the first game Favre had taking painkillers. And he's like, that game actually set me on the course of becoming addicted to him.
He wasn't feeling nothing out there.
That's what he said. I came back and was like, I can do this. It's like, I'm good.
This what we on?
He could have got hit by a bus and would have just got up.
Shoot, Reggie Wright was a bus.
He just used to be out there clubbing people.
Yeah.
Before we moved on, I do want to shout out Mike Tomlin. I don't remember how many years in a row this is, but he has never had a losing season.
Yeah, that's dope.
And that's extended to this year.
Black man.
It was looking dicey there for a second with the Steelers, but
it's been smoke and mirrors because I don't know. Like, they don't have much talent on that team.
No,
like,
and a lot of the stuff
finding out 9-win season.
It was a point in the season, I don't know if it's still true, where they still weren't outgaining their opponents by like yardage and still winning games.
They still have a negative point differential. Where was that? Yeah, they're negative 27 points.
That's some wild shit.
Woo!
That's some wild shit with a winning record.
Yep. 2 games.
Somebody in the comments said that Omar Epps movie gonna be fire when he's playing Miami.
That's funny.
Damn, Denver! I'm looking at Denver's point difference, negative 43.
Well, they got beat by 50.
Yeah,
that's right.
Oh.
Put that 70 on the ass.
All right, winner in.
Yeah. So it is week 18. I still gotta get used to saying week 18.
Right.
Week 18, last week of the regular season. So we have a couple of. Well, let's just go over the playoff scenarios. And I want you guys to tell me like which matchups you're most looking forward to, aside from the one that Ken's gonna get into later, because I know that's number one for all 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
So the Cowboys playoff scenario: if they win against the Commanders or the Eagles lose, they win the division.
Okay.
I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I do too.
If the Eagles win at the Giants and the Cowboys lose, then they win the division.
Eagles don't deserve that division.
They don't.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
They can't beat a winning. It looks like they can't beat winning teams.
Can't beat losing teams either.
They lost to the Cardinals, man.
Hey, listen. So
the Cardinals was up big too.
Yeah. So shout out.
I mean, the Eagles was up big.
To my fantasy team. We got the dub. We got the championship.
What?
Yeah, I had Hurts as my quarterback, so I was keeping an eye on the Eagles pretty much all year. And it's kind of interesting because like he wasn't necessary. Their defense is the issue this year. Their defense, and coming in, that was going to be the issue. And as the season went on, like they good, but damn, that defense is kind of ain't the same because last year was a no-fly zone.
Yeah,
they had Chauncey Gardner. They had all kind of stuff, all kind of weapons to throw at cats. This year is like, so going into that game, bring it back. I couldn't decide on if I wanted to play Kyler Murray or Jalen Hurts going into that game.
Who'd you play?
I played Jalen. Kyler outscored him. But Jalen had 22. Kyler had 24. But 19, and then Kyler had 22. But the point was, going into it, a lot of experts was like, hey, Kyler probably going to light the Eagles up because their pass defense is that bad.
Yeah.
It's regressed this year.
And he was lighting their ass up.
I mean,
like, going crazy.
Them and the Chiefs are kind of what we've described on this show for years, where it's like when you're successful, like that brain drain eventually catches up to you. Like the Patriots were an anomaly for years because they would lose coordinators, they would lose talented players, offense and defense, and they would just keep on rolling.
And part of that too was Tom Brady always being like, I don't need my full worth.
Yeah,
right. Like, I'm gonna take this pay cut.
And I know the system.
Got one of the biggest contracts in NFL history, if not the biggest. So it's like that money got to come from somewhere. So like they lose Chauncey, right, and they lose players on defense, and they lost both of their coordinators last year. Like
eventually
it catches up to you,
and it's hard to replace the defense coordinator.
It's hard to get a good one.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been
How
hollering that.
You deal with mediocrity.
From the end, from Don came
early Dom was the last time we had a good.
Yeah, early Dom, because late Dom was like, "What are you doing?"
Instilling the 3-4 defense, Dom was there.
And then
when he had Clay Matthews and Charles Woodson,
we can move on.
Anyways, NFC South. So for the division, the Buccaneers win, or losses by the Panthers. Wait, sorry, what?
Or tie at Panthers. Win at Panthers or tie at Panthers.
Got you. Okay. So if they win or tie, they win the division. Or if the Saints lose, they win it. The Saints need to win at the Falcons, and the Buccaneers need to lose. And then the Falcons need a win versus the Saints, and a Buccaneers loss to the Saints.
I love that last week generally is divisional games because it just amps everything up. I love that. How they schedule that.
I was gonna bring that up when we were talking about the Ravens sitting people or whatnot. It's like these are division games. Like even if you don't necessarily have anything to play for. It's like we hate them dudes.
Yeah.
So like if we can keep the Steelers out of the playoffs, like that might be
that's the second biggest game of the year. Look like Dolphins versus Bills. I mean, the second biggest game on Sunday outside of the Bears Packers.
I think Dolphins Bills is bigger than.
Nah, fuck that. I'm a fan. They
Like,
second to me.
That's literally whichever team wins.
Gets
the not even in because the Dolphins are still going to be in the playoffs even if they lose.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the Bills can fall out if they lose and some other things happen, which I can't recall in this moment. So the Bills just don't play around with that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So like she said, basically this game is for the division.
It is for the division.
Mm-hmm. So Bills can win it. Never mind. You get what that means. AFC South. Jaguars win at the Titans or tie, and Colts Texans tie.
Bullshit. That ain't happening.
Strange things have happened. Colts win versus the Texans and the Jaguars lose. Is how they win the division, and the Texans need to win at the Colts and the Jaguars to lose. Yeah, it's a lot in here, but basically, I'm only doing the division because I'm not gonna go to the wild cards because that's too much talking.
We're gonna focus on the wild card match. We want, the wild card team. We want to see coming up.
We.
In the NFC, the division's already set.
That's what it looked like.
We talked about Philly and Dallas already. That's one that's still undecided. NFC North is locked. That's the Lions. NFC South could be Falcons. No, wait. Did the
NFC South isn't. No, the NFC South is the biggest one.
We talked about those. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was the only one for the division in the NFC.
Yeah. All right, now let's talk about that 325 matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears at Lambeau.
Lambeau.
I haven't been excited about a football game like this all year. First of all, how the season was going for the Bears, it didn't look like we was going to win another game for the entire season. But as soon as we made the trade to get Sweat, it seemed like everything kind of just gelled together. Yeah. And especially with the Bears, we always normally consistently have a decent defense. So we basically got right back into that mode. Justin Fields has been playing well. DJ Moore has been balling out. I love that 1-2 punch.
He's over 1,000 yards, ain't he?
Yeah, he's over 1,000. Yeah. And it comes down to the last game of the season. We play the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Packers are what, 8-8? We 7-9.
Mm-hmm.
We beat y'all. We got the same record. What up?
And I was gonna say this is something.
Yeah, we keep you out the playoffs. So it's a win. Give it to me.
I was gonna say y'all do have something to play for on top of having the same record as the Packers. You avoid outright last place in the division.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's important because nobody had that coming into the season.
So I'm excited, man. Ready to see what my boys can do.
How confident are you going into this game against the Packers? Week 1, you had all.
No, I'm very because our offense has been showing what we can do. We've been putting up numbers, so let's go.
Justin Fields has 2,400 yards passing.
Yeah.
Guess how many receiving yards DJ Moore has?
Probably 20. No, I know he got 11.
13 of his 24 is to DJ Moore.
That makes sense. That's the number one. That's the number one. Man.
Wild.
That's his number 1, 2, and 3.
The whole goddamn offense.
I love it. Ooh.
He treating him like Aaron Rodgers.
All we got to do is get Marvin Harris Jr. Add him on the other side.
So it sounds like all we have to do is shut down DJ Moore, and we should be. No, I can't say that because Khalil Herbert is actually running again.
Packers have a poor run defense.
Yes, and Khalil Herbert can get his shit.
Oh yeah, he gets.
So that's a point of match within the matchup where that makes me nervous. And on the top of that Justin Fields is a mobile quarterback, which the Packers have historically had
juking and
problems
jiving all over the place.
Not jiving.
I give your Bears some credit too. I have to. They helped me win my fantasy league.
Oh, see,
I just had y'all running back, so I had all 3 of them.
Oh. Yeah, all 3 of them. Yeah.
All 3 of them. Shit. Herbert was my starter. Then he went down. I picked up Foreman.
Oh, okay.
And then Foreman got hurt, so I picked up Johnson.
Oh.
The thing that's really interesting to me about the matchup on Sunday with Bears and Packers, outside of the fact that it's Bears-Packers, which in itself is going to get us all hyped. First episode I did a Carry to G and MKE. Aaron Nagler asked me what's like being a Packers fan in Milwaukee, and I was like, you just deal with more Bears fans. So down here, I feel like Bears Packers has a different weight to it because we interact with more Bears fans.
You don't know.
No, I know.
Shit,
I went to Marquette. And it was a lot of Illinois people who
Bear
I still
down.
talk to who definitely be bearing it down.
Bear down.
Or people that don't care for the Packers, so they encourage the Bears.
Yeah, they're like, we live close to Chicago than we do.
I'm in Racine, so go Bears. Shut up.
No, it's a lot of that.
Shut up.
That's where all the Cubs fans
Kenosha
are
definitely.
too. Yeah, Kenosha and Racing. That's where all the Cubs fans are too.
So, like, outside of that whole piece of it, the interesting thing about it to me is the quarterbacks, right?
Mhm.
Because this season for the Packers was a year like, hey, do we have another franchise quarterback
Yeah.
here? We need to figure this out.
Mhm.
It's Jordan Love's first year starting, and I think that the Packers already got the answer.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I think Jordan Love is a franchise quarterback. Like, I think the Packers got them one.
Give me a
already.
hell yeah.
Like, Jordan Love's numbers. He is top 3 in the NFL in touchdowns at the moment. Like,
Mhm.
Jordan Love has been doing his thing. So that's one piece of it. I think the Packers have their answer. But if Jordan Love can win this game, and the Packers win this game, not just Jordan Love, but they win, and they're a wild card team in his first season starting. Like,
Aaron Rodgers didn't do that.
he didn't. But I will say I have the same feeling watching Love that I did with Aaron Rodgers, which wasn't, oh my God, we got another Hall of Fame quarterback. But
Mhm.
it was like, we're going to be all right. Like, we got another quarterback. And on the Bears side of it, the Justin Fields thing has been 3 years strong. I've had, 3 different coordinators?
We had three different coordinators,
And
2 head coaches.
he started the year off shaky.
Mhm.
He got hurt.
Mhm.
But I feel like since he's come back,
That time off did something to him.
something changed.
I don't know if Tyson out there, like, y'all niggas loving him a little too much. Let me get my shit together. I don't know if it was that, but he's been a different quarterback
He
since
has.
he's been back.
And
He's making way better decisions.
He actually throwing the
everything.
fucking ball.
I'm talking about swinging that ball.
Because DJ's down, like, now you're like, oh,
I got to
throw it towards DJ, bro. He gonna make something happen because he even made some crazy catches.
DJ fast. as shit, too.
Hey, if only
Always.
they did this when he was
He's
a rookie,
super fast.
like before you throw him to the wolves, let him watch, let him see. You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
you right.
They was desperate.
So it's
Bearing.
and the Bears got a big decision to make because y'all got the number 1 draft pick again, thanks to Carolina.
Thank y'all.
So it's kind of a thing like,
They
do you?
throwing drinks on people.
Yeah, he got fined.
I seen that. That was
thankfully.
300,000.
He is not enjoying his time
Woo!
as an NFL owner.
300,000.
And that fan was trying to get to him too, low key. Like, man, hold on, you over? Yeah, I was ready to whoop his ass.
Oh hell no, I would have slipped and fell.
Right in your stadium.
Like, oh my god!
On the railing.
Pull the neck brace out of nowhere. Oh shit!
My neck and my back.
I got your old ass in court. I see you later, nigga.
My arms don't work, my legs don't
I'm
work.
finna own this team, nigga.
Be in the press box with you, bitch.
But y'all in the exact same position as y'all were in last year, where it's like we have a number 1 draft pick. Do we go and pick quarterback? And this year you got some options. Or do you trade that and try to retool around Justin Fields? But retooling around Justin Fields means you're going to end up paying that man real soon. And is Justin Fields a $40 million a year type of quarterback? Like, that's the part of it for me where I'm like, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but if we give up now, I feel like it's giving up too soon. He's showing us right now.
He playing through his rookie deal.
Yeah, he's showing us right. But see, we can't fault him for all the coaches, coordinators coming in now because he's never been able to be comfortable in the system. He's always learning a new system every year.
So, question.
Yeah.
Is he worth picking up his 5th-year option?
Yes.
We just don't want a new quarterback.
Yeah,
so I think
I mean, next year going to be year 4. So then they have to make the decision, I think, before the season starts if they're going to keep him around next year.
We know what we have with Justin Fields. We got Caleb Williams, okay? How many times have we seen great college quarterbacks come?
I would rather Jaden Daniels. I'm not
LSU
quarterbacks.
Yeah, they're talking about him.
No, just like the top quarterback in the draft. I like
Well,
Jaden
I'm asking
Daniels.
Fields or the field.
To be fair, if I was Chicago, I would do the same shit y'all did last year.
Trade the pick.
I would trade the number 1. Y'all got another number 1 pick.
Yeah,
I would trade the number 1 pick, grab another bona fide starter that can, or a bona fide stud, because
I want Marvin Harrison Jr.
I mean,
you need line. Y'all need line.
No,
help.
we could get both. That's what I'm saying. We could get
you
both.
need line
'Cause
help.
y'all
But
be
like,
able to
you're
get
we
that
could get
first.
both.
Wait, you're saying like trade the pick, like use the first pick on Harrison.
Exactly,
and
and
then get the lineman.
And get alignment. That's
They-
what
they
we
gonna
need to do, fam.
But if they trade the pick, they could get up more draft capital again.
No,
Which
fam.
they
And then
will,
you're
yeah.
still, because again, you're saying,
Give me Marvin Harrison Jr.
no. Because again, you're coming up on your 5th-year option with
In the
Justin
tackle.
Fields.
And I'm good.
So let's just say he has a shitty year next year. Y'all use the 2 picks to help him. He has a shitty year. Now you're at the precipice again of what's a quarterback.
Wait. But like, if you are, like, if that's in your calculus that like, oh, I'm not sure about him. Like, I don't want to invest more into helping him. Then it's like, get a quarterback.
No,
like,
it's not investing more into helping him without an aversion to it. It's more like, okay, we're doing what we can now, and either way it go, I'm going to get enough assets to help my team in this totality.
Those 2 things literally are going to help him.
I was going to say, I think that at this point, it's either shit or get off the pot. Like, if you are all in on Justin Fields, then grab the best talent available. Like, use that first round pick on something that's going to
Marvin Harrison Jr.
And to your point about that, they need to build the team around Fields and how he actually plays the game.
Exactly. We have to stop trying to make him what he's not.
Yeah.
And just look what they do with Lamar Jackson.
Emphasize
we can do the same shit, fam.
So you would use the number 1 pick on Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yes. Who wouldn't? Have you seen this kid, fam?
I have.
Unless you're saying like
you need a
trade
quarterback
it to whoever has the 3rd pick.
And it's going
and you can still get Harrison.
That's the only.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, you still get him if you want it, but I would trade the number 1 pick to grab more, but don't get out of a position where you can't grab Harrison.
But I think
getting rid of the first round.
Y'all went to what, number 3 last year, or number 5?
9.
That's different. Y'all ain't need a quarterback last year. Y'all still got what y'all needed there. But this year, if let's say y'all drop back to 3. The first top 3 is going to be quarterbacks.
Yeah, and we can still...
Y'all can drop to 3 or 4 and still get Harrison and pick up another first-round pick.
Maybe.
That's what I'm...
But here's the thing, too. The other teams that are projected to be in the top 5, they need quarterback. Washington needs a quarterback.
Yes, desperately.
New England
desperately
needs a quarterback. Arizona...
They getting rid of Kyler. They was already talking about before the season started. They really didn't want to keep him around anyways.
They've been iffy on Kyler. And then you got the Giants.
All of them.
So it's like...
You can drop down to literally 4. Because the Giants is iffy. The Giants might grab a receiver, dumbass. But drop down to number 4, you can still get Harrison. You get you another first-round pick. You'll get you another second or third-round pick. You can continue to build like you did last year.
I think we're all in agreement, though, on that, going that route. I think
trading the first? Yes.
Yeah, and building around Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's premature because we don't know what the draft order is. We don't know who all's coming out.
Outside of the number 1.
We don't know what decisions are being made elsewhere that might affect, like, draft orders. So, like, I think it's all premature. But, like, basically what we're saying is, like, grab the talent. Like, if you can safely do it by trading down, like, I don't think it has to be, like, definitely trade the pick. It's like, if the only way you can get Marvin Harrison is number 1,
that pick, then you keep
the number 1 pick.
Exactly.
Like, it's not about, like, mitigating your losses by, like, grabbing extra assets.
Because they still have a bunch of holes to fill.
I get that, but I mean, I'm saying, like, it's like in the event that Justin Fields ain't it, like,
you may need, like,
you may need draft picks in the future to be able to grab the quarterback. It's like, if that's your thinking, then just do it now. Because it's like, there's no point in, like, going, splitting the baby.
Bears, give me what I want. Pace, you hear me?
Yeah, and it's
Make these moves.
It became a draft conversation because, like, we talking about Packers and Bears in week 17.
It was because of they have
I know. But I'm just saying, like, we're getting far afield.
But the point is,
no pun intended.
This Sunday's matchup with the Packers and the Bears is another chance to evaluate what Justin Fields is. And I think the premature part of it is having your decision already here in week 17. Like, let the season play out. Let's see how they finish. Because if the Bears do beat the Packers into a good Justin Fields game, it gives you more confidence. Like, okay, what we've seen over the last stretch of games here is it could be something.
Yeah.
Because it seems like y'all going to bring y'all coach back. Eberflus is probably going to come back.
How you gonna side and you were just talking about he needs continuity at the
I know. I just don't like him, fam. But then it was like, all right, man. Especially we beat the Packers. We got a 500 season. I can't be mad.
Yeah, I mean, like, y'all are way better than last
year. Yeah, then that's what I'm saying. I can't be mad at that. And I predicted that we would be.
You did.
You said 10-11 win.
Yeah. I did say playoffs. I did say playoffs.
And my prediction can still come true. Green Bay, just take care of business. Please be that wild card.
Y'all know.
But, I mean,
Jordan Love's going to have the worst game of the season.
Oh, I don't know.
I highly doubt that. Y'all still don't got no goddamn corners.
Hold on. My brother, did you see week 1?
Let's do it. Hey, that's
we're better.
Fam.
We are too.
We're a different team.
Our offense is a lot better.
Our defense is different, fam.
It's 17 weeks better.
We're going to see. What up? Right, wager? What up?
What's good?
We definitely wager.
$50? Don't start it now, goddammit. Motherfucker, paper start crumpling and shit.
Hey, if it was a Laker bet, I can. When it comes to the Bears, you're like, I'm thinking more than $20.
Let me get 25 on the Packers.
All right, man, I can do 25.
Can you do within $50? 25-25.
Oh yeah, we do that. Okay.
And if you we win, you give us 25 each. You win, you get the $50.
Okay, that works. We can do that.
Yeah, I got the package.
Yeah,
I got
damn.
the package.
Hey, we have a deal. I'm being this big baddest motherfucker. Hey, I'm coming with all pennies if they win.
Get in this motherfucker.
They gonna get all pennies if they win.
It should be a really good game, fam. I'm very excited to watch that one.
I do want to do the Packers at least their playoff scenario. So win with the Bears, they're in. They tie with the Bears and the Seahawks lose or tie. Mm-hmm. And the Saints lose or tie, they're in. Yeah. Tie with the Bears and the Seahawks lost and the Buccaneers lost. Tie with the Bears and Seahawks tie and the Buccaneers lost. Mm-hmm. Vikings lost or tie. And Seahawks lost and Buccaneers lost. Vikings lost and tie or tie. And Seahawks lost and Saints lost. So
what are our what can we do?
Bullshit. Not a goddamn. Y'all names say eliminated.
Hey, what can we do? Everybody got all these stipulations.
All right, so if we need the Seahawks, let's just say we need the Seahawks, Vikings, and the Buccaneers to lose. The Buccaneers are not losing to the Panthers, I doubt. Vikings can lose to the Lions. And
they don't have anything to play.
The Vikings will lose to the Lions. I'm sorry, Dwayne, but that's going to happen. The Lions are too amped up after getting cheated last week in Dallas. Yeah. They are going to beat the brakes off the Vikings this week.
Yeah, that was bad. That was.
And you know what, Dwayne? I'm not even going to tease you too much about the Vikings. I'm going to just say y'all got the beat off y'all on New Year's Eve, and I was very excited about that. That was a very nice way for me to start my new year.
I hear you, Chilla.
Yeah, the Lions will beat the brakes off the Vikings this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be good one.
It should be fun. Week 18 is going to be fun. And going into the last week, I'm leading our Tech File fan duel.
Yeah, you probably going to take that away.
I just need one more solid week.
Who right behind you?
It's either Royce or Elliott. I can't remember at the moment, but I'm ahead by like 20 points over whoever's number 2. So I need.
Let's see.
I was
one of us win. I was going strong for a minute, then I just fell off.
Yeah, ditto. Camille, you got 2022, and Royce got 1997.
Yeah,
and Elliott got 1974.
Oh, he right
so I'm
there.
about 20 points up.
But top 3 win, right?
Yep.
Yes.
No.
And I need that number 1 seeded money. That's what I need.
What is that? What's the payoff for that?
292.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the buy?
It's 292.
What was our buy-in?
$50. $100.
No, it was
$100. $292, 50 to the first, 175, 50 to second, and 117 to third.
Yeah, I need that.
I want my money back though. So.
On top of the money you've been winning all year.
Yeah. I've only won like 2 contests this year. 3.
1, 2,
I won
3.
I'll take it back. I won 3. All right, let's get into the NBA. Sorry for the pause here. I was just reading the fact that Tim and Eric kind of on the same wavelength for both wrestling and NBA here.
Are we? I didn't know about NBA.
I can go my original wrestling.
So with NBA, let's kick off with the two of y'all talking about Toronto and New York.
All right. So we had our second major trade of the NBA season this year after James Harden got traded.
I was about to say, what was the first?
The Toronto Raptors traded OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn to the New York Knicks for Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, and a 2024 Detroit Pistons second round pick, which is basically a first.
Dang there.
Yeah, it'll either be a 31st or 32nd pick, I would imagine. Who do you like that trade for more? Or I hate asking who won the trade,
but I feel like it's a win-win on this one.
Yeah.
I do too.
It's about even.
OG is, I don't know why people don't. I don't know. I feel like he's underrated because he's one of the premier 3-and-D guys in the league. Like, seriously,
OG is one of those guys for me where it's like everybody says they're overrated. I mean, they're underrated. So it's kind of like they're probably properly rated because everybody acknowledges that they don't get.
It could have just been in Toronto though, because like I feel like with New York, he really finished.
I'm just saying like that's kind of like how Drew was. It's kind of how Chris is, where it's like you talk so much about how underrated they are. It's like everybody's talking about them because they're so underrated. It's like they're properly rated. Like they're talking about. I'm not undercounting your point. I'm just saying like that's kind of like the level of player where it's like we know what he is. We know what he can do. He's a good player. I don't think he gets as much attention as he probably should for like how good he is. But like, I do think that I do think that he is a good player. Like he's one of those guys where he can just like slot him into any team and
put him on the best guy. He will guard them. Yeah. Well,
he turned himself into a really good catch and shoot shooter.
Better 3-point shooter than RJ Barrett.
I think he was high 30s in his 3-point for his 3-point percentage. Like that's what he is a premier. Like the Bucks could use OG. He's a wing defender that can guard 1 through 4.
We ain't talking about the Bucks.
I'm stating as a player that we can use as far as wing goes.
Every rip, bro. You want everybody to be on the Bucks.
Can I finish?
Well, I mean, like, it's basically what I said. He's one of the players that you can put on every team because, like everybody needs that.
Correct. And that's exactly what I was saying.
But
that's what I was saying, bro. Because I can relate to them.
But it's just any team needs what OG.
A lot of teams could use them. Listen, what I relate to and use as an example, bro, don't shit on me. Appreciate it.
I think it's more so like, yeah, of course the Bucks use it. Like that's a very glaring need for the Bucks, but it's also like
they can't get them. So
it's a moot point. I get where you're coming from. Anyway, we done lost him for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude's over there in the corner laughing. They help.
The music doesn't stop the
everything, bro. Fireworks went out. It got dark.
It got dark.
This nigga turned his back on me.
Exactly. Oh, fuck them.
Anyway, yeah. So I feel like what do I want to say? In the aftermath of this trade, like it kind of exposed to me like how many people like don't know how to talk about actual basketball because like I'm trying to really figure out like what the fit is on these teams. It's like, okay, what will the Knicks look like with OG basically replacing Barrett in the starting lineup? Like what does that look like? How does that enhance?
Who else went with him?
Huh?
Who else went with him?
Precious Achiuwa and Malachi playing.
Now, I don't think Malachi gonna get too much playing time.
He won't be back.
With Mitchell Robinson being out, they need another big to be able to throw out there. So Precious is a nice flyer. I don't think Precious is what I thought he was going to be when he was in Miami. I was like, man, Precious Achiuwa gonna be that dude. He didn't turn out to be that necessarily, but I think he's gonna be a good rotational piece for the Knicks because they need a big. They went and got the corpse of Taj Gibson out there hooping. Man.
The corpse.
Yeah. But like on the Raptor side, it's like I like the fit. Like everybody talks about the quickly fit, which is like it's seamless. Like that's the type of dude that you want to pair with Scotty Barnes. Like that's who you want as a running mate. Like they've
been needing a guard.
They've been running out Dennis Schroeder and Malachi playing. It's like
it's not doing it.
This ain't it. And Gary Trent isn't hitting shots like he usually would. Like they're basically getting no outside shooting from their backcourt, and like Quickly's game is outside shooting, self creation, but like they finally have a guard that can like hit a pull up jump shot, which they sorely need. And then RJ is like a good flyer. Like the things that OG did, like I'm not saying like he's a 1-to-1, but I'm saying like you can get like 70-80% of what he did, plus you get a little bit more creation, plus you get a little bit more slashing. Like the shooting isn't as great. The defense definitely isn't as great, but like he's still 23, 24. Like that's a good flyer to take for somebody that you were going to lose in the offseason anyway.
And you slide over like 15 to 17 a game still too.
Barrett's been in the league, what, 5 years now?
I think so.
He came in with Zion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they all got their second.
I was high on him.
Yeah,
I still like him.
He has not gotten any better.
Yeah.
From what I've seen when he came. And that's the thing with RJ Barrett for me. I was having a debate on Twitter with somebody who was trying to figure out who was the best player in this trade. And I said it's OG. And I was like, it might end up being Emmanuel Quigley, but I think it's OG. And they were arguing with me that RJ Barrett could be one of the best players in this trade, or he should be in consideration at this point. And I was like, he can't, not in my book.
I've been asking for the last 3 years and nobody's been able to give me an answer. What does RJ Barrett do well?
That's the thing. So here's the thing.
He does everything.
He do a little bit of everything. Yeah, he do a little bit of everything.
He is perceived to be the really good shot creator who's gonna go and get buckets, but he's not good at doing it.
No, he's a streaky shooter.
He's super streaky. He's inconsistent. And if you're an inconsistent bucket getter who can't play defense, then like
he can't.
He get lost.
Who doesn't play defense super well.
Yeah, he definitely get lost.
Like again, like I think everything that he like every attribute that he has is like a 78, where it's like everything is just like
just above average.
It's fine.
Everything. Like it's all right.
It's fine.
Like,
it's not great. There's no.
fair.
But again, like to my point, like he's still young. Like he can still develop, and I don't know that New York was necessarily the best place for him to develop the way that he needed to. I don't know if Toronto is either, but
maybe being back in Canada will help being home.
Yeah,
We'll see.
But like, there's still something there. Like, he's definitely an NBA player.
I like the trade for both teams though. Like, and especially because it doesn't seem like either team was going to keep the guy they traded this offseason. So it's like you might as well get something for them now. Now I know people are going to point to the fact that last year the Raptors could have got way more for OG, but they didn't pull the trigger then.
And
so
Precious.
like, and so like, I get the whole being like, well, dang, they should have did it last year, but like they didn't. So we can't change that at this point.
And also, like, I push back against that a little bit because, like, I think Quickly on his own probably could get you 2 first-round picks. And like RJ, like maybe, but like that Detroit pick is basically like
late first rounder.
Like Memphis is one of the teams that like he could have gotten traded to last year for a bunch of 3 first-round picks. It's like, is Memphis's 25 overall, like not this year because of the Josh suspension, but like for the foreseeable future, they're probably going to be picking in the late 20s.
Yeah.
Or mid to late 20s. So it's like, is that materially better than an immediate second-round pick that's probably going to be in the high 30s? Like
on a cheaper contract,
exactly.
Too. Which, with the salary cap and the new aprons and everything, it's important to keep that financial flexibility. Triple T's in the comments, and he loves the trade. I actually like it for both teams, too. It's not one of like a superstar trade where you're like, oh my God. But like, I think when it comes to fit on each team, especially for the Knicks, I like it a lot for the Knicks, too, because we know what Tibbs wants. He wants you to play some defense. And now they got that 3-and-D wing that Tim was mentioning that fits into what Tibbs wants to do. And he fits really well next to Brunson and Randall, who are 2 dudes who out here to get buckets. Like, they're not here to play defense like that. They just gonna get some buckets. And now you put OG in there with them, and it helps balance things out. You got Dante, who's been playing pretty well this season. Josh Hart coming off the bench. Like, the Knicks are that's a good team.
I was having a conversation with my brother. I'm like, the Knicks have like all the perfect role players. It's just they stars. It really is Randall. But like, there's like, if they had those role players on any other team, you'd be like, damn, that's a stacked team. But with them, it's like, they good. It's something still missing. You know what I mean? Like, any other team would kill to have those role players. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they're a good team. I like it for both teams.
With that being said, I feel like this is the beginning of the trade season.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the trade deadline, it got moved up a little bit this year. It's February 8th now. Yeah. I was like,
so it's before All-Star.
Yeah. And I was like, I was thinking about it. I was like, it's usually around All-Star weekend. I was like, hell, Boogie got traded on All-Star game.
That's when they moved it up. They didn't want that to happen again. So it's been
fair enough
before the All-Star weekend ever since then.
But so in essence, right? Huh?
That was wild though.
Yeah. So we have 3 weeks in essence, 3.5 weeks to figure out the rest of the rosters for the rest of the year, because it's the 8th. So
today's the 2nd, brother.
About a month.
Okay, we'll give you full. But that's still, it'll be tomorrow. Time moving, so like you have little to no time now to figure out the rest of the year and for this playoff push.
Like now you got to look at your sample size from the first part of the season, and you really got to start making.
I'll bet you some people going to be happy about the in-season tournament now.
Why you say that?
Because people had to play for real. You had a chance to really see what you're working with. Like, you got put in positions to where you had to play the motherfuckers that you paid, the ones that you anticipating being in these roles in the playoffs. You had to actually play them and see what you're working with. I feel like now, and then there's a lot of contracts that done freed up now after the December deadline and stuff like that.
There's a couple more coming too.
So it's a whole bunch of motherfuckers that could probably get moved. And there's a lot of teams right now that's feeling like they are in contention.
But that's the problem. Is that like every team thinks that they're buyers, so there aren't enough sellers.
We're gonna see how it shakes out. I'll be curious to like teams I'm looking to, like, what are y'all gonna do? With the Raptors trading OG, it's like, okay, what happens next? Where is Siakam gonna end up? Because it seems like they shopping Siakam.
I do wonder if this is like the Rudy Gay trade part 2, where it like, I'm going way back, but like the Raptors essentially, like when Masai took over, they had Rudy Gay, they had DeRozan, they had Kyle Lowry. And like the first move was they traded out Rudy Gay. I think it was like John Salmons, Grievous Vasquez, Patrick Patterson, and somebody else. And like that was supposed to be like the first move of their teardown. They're basically like Kyle Lowry had packed his bags. He thought he was going to New York. And DeRozan was like, hey, they're getting you out of here. They're probably getting me out of here. Like they all thought that team was getting destroyed. They went on like a West Coast road trip where they won. And they started to click, and they're like, wait, we might got something. And then that basically became like the Toronto that eventually won the title. Like that whole run started when it was like they were actually supposed to blow it up. Like I wonder if like because they did this trade so early, like they don't have like the part 2 necessarily locked down right now. And if they're going to run, is it like, hey, actually, you know what? Siakam with Barnes and Quickly and RJ, like they're synergistic and like so like I could see it going both ways. But yeah, I do also think it probably will be, but like there's the chance there, like because they prioritize getting actual NBA rotation players in this trade instead of like tearing it down for draft picks.
So yeah, it depends. Like if it'll be interesting to see if Siakam and OG fit better. I'm sorry, if Siakam and Scotty Barnes fit better without OG being there, because the three of them playing together just wasn't working.
Basically 3-4.
Right. So like, is it going to work a bit better now with IQ there and being able just to do some different things there? So we'll see.
Scotty ain't got to run point.
No, he's still gonna run point. He gonna run point. They want him to do that on purpose, trying to further his development, playmaking. But it'll be interesting to see what Toronto continues to do. And Chicago is still a team I'm watching. Like, are you gonna be able to sell? I shouldn't say sell. Are you gonna be able to trade Zach LaVine at the deadline here? Because
make it happen.
Because Kobe White, the way he's been hooping, I text y'all about that a couple weeks ago when I was like, "Yo, Kobe White is doing some things here."
But question for you, Ken. So, like you keep saying, like, do the deal. But like, does the fact that the Bulls have been like
better
obviously better without Zach, like they're playing better, the vibes seem better, like everything just seems better by subtracting him. Like that doesn't give you any pause to be like, hey, maybe he actually might not.
No, we got LeBron.
You said that with Westbrook.
No, huh? That was an anomaly, bro. We can't. That ain't, you know. Man, we have LeBron.
You said that with D-Lo.
Yeah.
Fuck D-Lo, matter of fact.
He getting traded?
The first on the list is him.
You want to say F them refs too?
The referees would not let LeBron be great, fam. Because they call this man the king, because they call this man the GOAT, they would do everything in their power to make sure that he can't be great.
Do they?
Yeah, bro. No, he get. No,
does that
All right, does that line up with LeBron?
No, give me a no. I don't care. This our time to vent.
We ain't gonna get the bell.
Didn't LeBron come out and say his foot was on the line?
No, LeBron
He
did
should
not
have.
No.
I thought he.
No, he said his foot wasn't on line.
They took the screenshot. Like it's like you got to see it in motion. Like if you watch the video, like it looked like his foot was on.
I was watching the game. I was like, I saw it in my living room that his foot wasn't on the line. And these niggas on the court can't. Y'all need my glasses?
It was close.
Get them out of here.
It was.
No, they wouldn't let my man be great, man. No, but I was watching the game and I was like, I had the same reaction. I've been out with my hands up. What are y'all doing? Come on, fam. Like, oh, fam. Like,
but like that is actually like a toe on the line. Like if it was like a toenail on the line.
No,
it was. That's how
about KD though. Like KD whole foot was like, oh,
exactly. My man's just turned 39, fam.
Is this on the we've seen the other pictures?
Stall him out, fam. It's not on line, fam.
See, from yours,
that ain't on line. That
but
ain't
then
on
from this
line.
one, it look like it's not.
See, because it ain't.
that looks like it is.
That's why it looks like
Because
it.
it ain't.
That's why it looks
The first picture I saw, like his foot was clearly not on the line.
Photoshop.
Right.
But I was like, I want to see the video of it because his
Photoshop.
foot could have moved.
It's moving too fast.
Yeah.
It's too fast.
But
it's too bang, bang.
it's so close where I was like,
It's hard for the
if they would have called it as a three, you can't. I don't think you can overturn that either. Like it's kind of like how football.
Just call it from what it was.
Where I'm
fam.
like,
It was a 2.
it was so.
He
close.
wouldn't have pulled that deep of a 2, fam.
He should have stayed back a little further then.
Y'all already know, fam.
He was running too fast, bro.
No, hey,
He got too close to that line, my guy. He should have looked down first.
he
He ain't looked down that time.
He was excited, fam.
No, he looked down to see where he at.
He would have cashed that. He would have cashed that too, so it would be better.
He should have. He should have. He do it every other time. Shit.
Because we was just getting on the run too, and it was like, dog. Then he pulled. I was like, okay, let's go. 2. What is going on?
If it was anybody else but LeBron James having that reaction, they would have been teed up.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Hey, he went all the way to the look. Hey, he turned the camera. He turned the whole screen around. Look.
What's the point of having a replay if the replay get it wrong? Like,
That's
bro,
real.
come on now.
But if Pat Bev want to take a camera to somebody, it's a problem.
Hey, no, that was a reason. He
That
was wild.
was hilarious.
Hey, that man wild. Dude, what's the camera? That was
might have
hilarious.
props on the NBA court.
That's
That
hilarious.
was so
man.
funny.
Shout out to
Like,
Pat
but
Bev.
like I said, like that's actually like a toenail on the line. Like
Yeah.
KD's whole foot was over that thing.
Dead, bro.
So there was an episode of Old Man the Three, JJ Redick's podcast. If you are a basketball fan and you're not listening to Old Man the Three, you are missing out on some quality hoops talk.
And the dunker spot.
For the show. So on Old Man the Three, he had Legler on there, Tim Legler from ESPN, and they were just taking a look in on teams at 30 games into the season. But they ended up having a really interesting conversation about the old adage, defense wins championships. And they were asking, is that still true in today's NBA? And they had a 20-minute discussion. I would highly encourage anyone to go and listen to it. It was really, really good. And the first part was like, okay, why are offenses so much better now than they used to be? Mm-hmm. And there's a few different reasons for it, right? No rule changes occurred. Mm-hmm. We know pace is up. And they're like, but also, let's just look at the fact that NBA players are better now than they ever have been. And to that point, I went back and I just looked. How many guys are averaging at least 20 points a game?
It's at least 30, ain't it?
20 years ago, 18 players averaged at least 20 points a game.
18. Okay.
18
20
players.
years ago.
20 years ago, 18 dudes.
2020 or
2003. Oh, 2004. No,
2003 going to 24.
Yeah.
Or 2004.
Yeah. We don't.
Yes. 18 players averaged at least 20. No one averaged 30.
Okay.
10 years ago, 19 players were averaging at least 20 points a game. So it was still in that same range.
Damn.
At least
42?
42 are averaging at least 20
I was being generous.
That's crazy.
And 6 guys are averaging at least 30. And when so many guys can score
42, that's crazy.
That's nuts.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
It makes defense harder to play.
42 niggas averaging 20.
And I want to point out,
how many players are even in the league?
But the 250, I think. But the efficiency is different. That's part of the reason why there are more scorers. But also back in the day, Kobe and Iverson were leading the league in scoring. They were both shooting high 30s, low 40s. Now everybody basically to be a number one option, you have to shoot at least 45% from the field.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's the baseline. And even that's bad kind of comparatively speaking.
Yeah. It's just
and that's across the board too. That's not just top scorers. I think you were getting to that point.
And the thing that was super crazy, JJ Redick pointed out the fact is that even when I was in the league, the dudes who were known for being defensive specialists, he's
Tony Allen.
What's old boy from the Thunder? Andre Robertson. Roberson.
Thabo Cephalosha.
He's Thibault.
I mean, Thibault can shoot now.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't know he averaged 17 a game in high school. But I mean, it showed that he had some kind of scoring prowess.
But that's how different it is now. Because even then, the defense dudes were just known just to play defense, and now it's 3 and D.
And even that is not it's you gotta do something else too. You
3 athletic as fuck and D. This nigga jumping out the gym and shit.
If you get closed out on hard, you gotta be able to pump and go or swing it. You gotta have secondary skills.
Pause.
That's what I'm saying.
Damn, nigga.
Pump, fake, and drive to the lane.
He said swing that thing too. God damn.
Like a helicopter.
Lord have mercy.
Crazy for a minute.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, I had to let a neighbor know.
Let a naysayer know.
Hey, let a naysayer know.
It's strictly from my naysayers.
Dog, I love Pat McAfee, fam. He is me, fam. Because I was wait a minute.
Where are you going with this?
Wait, hold on now.
I didn't think that's what he said. What the hell you thought he said?
Joey Gallo was about to get active.
But no, that's the thing with looking at offenses. So that was part of why defense is harder to play. So then the question becomes, okay, if offense is gotten so much better, does defense still win championships? You need to have a top 5 defense to win championships now. And we had the conversation in the offseason about moves the Bucks had made. Hey, is this still a formula to be able to win a championship when you lose so much defense? That was the Bucks' identity: defense. And if you go back looking at past NBA champions and looking at their offensive rating, their defensive rating, what becomes clear is that you got to be elite in something.
God damn, Joel.
Yeah, Joel's going crazy.
Yeah, I just got he on my squad for fantasy.
31, 10, and 15.
Yeah, bro, he put up
2 blocks.
Numbers.
He been putting up crazy numbers all season.
He's been doing that all year. Yeah.
That's actually low for him this year, I feel
That's all year.
And he averaging 33?
He's averaging 35.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Even
So again, So just looking at the last 5 years, the teams who won the championship and what they rated offensively and defensive rating, defensive rating.
Okay.
The Nuggets were 4th offensively, 16th defense, somewhere around. Everybody's stats are a little bit different, so take it in that range. So top 5 offense, middle of the pack defense. Their defense did improve as the season went on. Should be noted. 2022, the Golden State Warriors they were 17th in offense, but they were number 1 in defense. The Milwaukee Bucks were 5th in offense, 10th in defense. The 2020 LA Lakers were 11th in offense, 3rd in defense.
Yeah, where's defense on?
And then the Raptors were a special case. They were top 5 in both. They were 5th in offense and 5th in defense.
Okay.
And as you continue, you can go back 20-some years, and you'll notice that each team is at least top 5 in something. There are a couple teams there that weren't top 5 in anything, but they were top 10 in both. Like the Miami Heat, 2012, Dallas Mavericks, 2011. Yeah, that's about it. Everybody else was top 5 in something. So I wanted to ask y'all, has y'all perspective changed on what you need to win a championship in this NBA now? Do you really think you can have a top 5 offense, middle of the pack defense, and still win?
Yes, I think, and Legler said this. I think it was Legler said this during the conversation. He was basically you can't be terrible at defense. It's not saying you can't be the Pacers. Which after that's fuck up. But you can't be the Pacers, where you just have the number 1 offense, but your defense is bottom 10. And he was saying you have to be middle of the road, and you have to have at least one closing lineup that can get that can lock down for 4 or 5 minutes straight. And lockdown's relative.
I don't know if anybody really getting locked down no more like that. I mean off night locking you down.
You gotta have
off night. You gotta have an off night, but that's about it.
I don't hurt. But you basically have to have a lineup that can play defense, but your whole team doesn't have to be full of defense stoppers. And it's much more important that you have a functional offense, I think, in this day and age,
especially in the half court.
The one thing I will say though is that Boston and to a degree Milwaukee, but Milwaukee can kind of manufacture points a little bit better than Boston can. If you're too overly reliant on 3-pointers, I think that is a recipe for playoff failure. Because it's so much variance in 3-point shooting. If you got Steph, sure, that's why the
and even he been struggling the last few games.
But even the Warriors being the 17th rated offense, is they got Steph. Clay was coming back from injury. I ain't that worried about. I'm not worried about Oklahoma City. I'm worried about Golden State's offense.
They've been kind of,
but with Boston, it's they all their offense is drive and kick and trying to get 3-pointers. Jason Tatum can have an open lane and he's dancing and turning and twirling and trying to hit step back threes and shit. It's get to the basket, get some fouls, actually, run half court offense that can stand up to when teams actually start playing really hard defense.
Can you put Tim Johnson's comment? The bottom
not
one.
the full name.
The bottom.
Tim
Big Time.
He always did that.
I do. My bad,
Triple
Tim.
T.
Triple T.
That's what it come down to.
You gotta be able to go.
Which is exactly what Eric was talking about too, where it's you gotta have a lineup that can get you some stops. And just to real quick wrap this up. So currently, I like looking at net rating a lot because yes, offensive rating is very important. In case you were curious, the Bucks are currently 4th in offensive rating in the NBA, and I think they still have a lot of room to grow offensively. They're behind the Pacers, the Celtics, and the 76ers. The Hawks are probably, I don't know if that's surprising to some people, but they're 5th offensive rating. Defensive rating. Trey been this year. Defensive rating, the top 5 teams there are the Timberwolves, the Thunder, the Celtics, the 76ers, and the Magic.
So Sixers.
Wait, you said I missed one.
For defensive rating?
Yes, 76ers,
Timberwolves,
Thunder.
Timberwolves, Thunder, Celtics, 76ers, Magic.
I missed the Celtics.
And then we're looking at net rating. The top 5 teams there are the Celtics, the 76ers, the Thunder, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves. And we're tied with the Bucks. Those are the 5 teams with the best net rating.
Minnesota best in the West, right?
Yes. So it's interesting to look at. So those are 5 teams I would say keep an eye on early so far in the season where the net ratings and offensive ratings and defensive ratings are saying hey, they got some type of formula here that could work for a championship.
I just want to throw it out real quick. I showed Eric, but Brooklyn's getting smoked. They trying to catch up by New Orleans, 75-50 now.
Hey, Duke, someone calling us.
I was about to get my beatbox on.
Hey, what? We start pop locking this shit.
But
that's all I had to say. But it was just a really interesting conversation. So I would definitely encourage y'all to listen to it because some good points were made.
Yeah, I especially like the part where they were talking about like how, like basically you can't get on the court now if you don't play offense, if you're not an offensive threat.
Yep.
It's like that's so overlooked in all the. Back in my day, like back in your day, Charles Oakley could just stand out there and be a goon on offense, and Irvin Johnson could be a starter on the Eastern Conference Final list. Like big men are so more skilled nowadays. Like it's not. It's whatever. I'm not trying to get in that conversation.
Yeah.
Let's head into some wrestling.
It's just some.
Hey, that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Emote.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you smell it?
I do. I do. Because you know what? I told you, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, what I thought my WrestleMania main event would be.
You did.
Maybe 3 weeks ago.
No, you did.
The Rock coming back,
Mm-hmm.
going against Roman Reigns at Mania, with CM Punk in that damn match.
I don't know why you want to make it a triple threat.
I feel like that's
so
where
bad.
the money is. Because for a long
like
time,
that,
again, you don't like it, but I feel like that's where it's going.
You throw a colonizer in there for what?
Okay.
Like what's
Because
wait, let me ask you this. Why do you think that triple threat match alone would make more money than being able to have Roman and Rock alone and then Seth and CM
because if
Punk
they do
alone?
Roman Rock at the Elimination Chamber, you want to up it at WrestleMania.
Well, let's assume they're not. Let's say they're saving it for WrestleMania.
Okay.
Why do you need CM Punk in that equation rather than having
Because
him
I feel
against
like
Seth Rollins?
I feel like CM Punk and Roman Reigns and The Rock together would be the bigger draw. They are money on their own, yes. Cody needs to finish his story, sure. So
that's that story right now.
I hear you, but Cody will be a great. If he ain't gonna get Punk, Cody can get Seth, or let's just say Randy wins. You have Cody and Randy at WrestleMania, which is a great draw still too because they have this.
That'd be a good match.
You have Punk, Rock, Roman.
I think Randy Cody will be the one.
That might be it.
That'd be a good match.
But now you have Punk hates again. He hated. He's one of the reasons why he left in the first place. He didn't want Punk coming back part time, taking his belt. What happened? Punk got mad. He got pissed off, and that really started his downward spiral on his way out. His biggest thing is he hated Dwayne for a while.
I don't remember that being the case.
That was
something that he had a problem with. I wouldn't say it was why he left.
No, that's what I said. Part of it because he hated the fact that he could come back and do whatever he wanted to.
The part-time thing.
Correct. So now he coming back and doing the part-time thing again. He's like, I'm still this the same shit. I still want the big belt. I came back for a reason. I'd rather do that by shitting on him and I'll even end Roman's streak at the same time.
So I hear you on that, but I feel like with the way the bloodline story has gone,
it has to be just
I think CM Punk actually messes it up.
He do. It got to be head up. It got to be.
If it is a triple threat, it's just gonna be Cody. Like there's no point to having Punk in there.
Punk was a Heyman guy.
But I mean, I'm saying like there's no point to having Punk in that match when you already have a built-in storyline with Seth. Like it's already set up. They already have it in motion. Like
actually, now I think about it. Wolf, that's the screw job. Wolf, that's what ends Roman. Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Paul Heyman has been his guy. His wise man. Paul Heyman would be the reason Roman loses his belt.
That just doesn't feel as satisfying to me.
It don't.
Like
that would be that would probably be the biggest turn.
Like, again, like marquee, like it's like you putting all your eggs in one basket. It's like instead, like you getting like if CM Punk is like an attraction, like to what you're saying, like where he's like
he's an individual draw on his own.
Yeah. Like put that with Seth. Like you already got Rock, you got Roman. Like there's no point to.
And honestly,
like it's overkill.
Honestly, too, if WrestleMania wasn't 2 nights anymore, then like maybe I would probably lean. But like to have 2 nights when you can have Roman and Rock one night and then Seth and CM Punk the other night, like that's money.
That's box office.
Especially because the CM Punk Seth Rollins stuff was on Sports Center. It had people who don't even watch wrestling being like they don't like each other. Like I don't think you need to add anything else into that pot. Like I think you're gonna add too much seasoning if you put another person in because they got so much heat between the two of them. Like I just want to see.
Like put it this way: if there wasn't a 4-year title reign, like Punk Rollins would be your Sunday night closer.
Probably. Oh, dude, you got some new comments.
I hear you. I'm gonna stick with my.
No, I feel you. Like I hear what you saying.
Because for a second y'all like, "Hey, Rock done."
I feel like
so I'm like,
from what I understand, like I don't know if necessarily
That is not a short run.
For who?
for who.
So The Rock. They saying he's back.
You for real?
That's
Don't
what
get me excited.
like. They're saying he's
Wait,
back.
wait, wait,
No,
wait.
I've seen where they said that.
Wait. Who is that?
I've seen for my trusted sources that I've seen that's been credible shit that's been happening. My trusted sources with credible shit that has been happening.
Not y'all belling my boy.
That has been happening.
My trusted sources.
They were saying I've seen
This nigga talking about niggas on Twitter.
Hey, listen, niggas on Twitter got official pages that have actual dirt sheets when you done. But these dirt sheets have said that The Rock it's not a short run. It's going to be probably the WrestleMania season run.
So
Like he might not be there every single week, but he'll be there more frequently than he has been than in one-off shit.
So what you're saying?
They could actually build a story with him.
So what you're saying
The Rock is huge. Too,
is that it's a real possibility that we're gonna see The Rock at wrestling. Like we've been, we were talking about like, he played
Elimination Chamber for sure.
Really?
Because they won't Roman and Rock in Paris, wherever that is, for sure.
I think
Roman Rock
that's in Perth, like in Australia. That's where Elimination Chamber is. So like apparently, like again, like WWE is moving to this model where they're doing stadium shows across the world, basically, and like these cities are paying WWE to come in and run their events there. So like Perth and their tourism board or whatever, like they've invested a bunch of money to get WWE to come here in the first place. They've also made a separate like not deal, but like a separate offer to The Rock. Like, hey, we'll pay you a ton of money if you are here. Like, if we can say, hey, The Rock is gonna be wrestling in Perth. Like, I think 60,000 people like can fit into that stadium.
That's a lot of people.
So like that's what I've heard is that like it hasn't been locked down necessarily, but like they're making a hard run at getting him for that show. Which if you can get Rock Roman there, like
that's why I'm still holding on to the CM Punk thing, because there's a lot of talk that is gonna be Rock Roman at the Elimination Chamber. And I'm like, okay, if that happens there,
then what do you
the
do
rematch?
at WrestleMania?
I can see Rock winning. The rematch will be at Mania.
I don't think Roman's losing until he drops the belt.
If that happens,
and I don't think that you build up a 4-year title run to give The
Rock. It's been 4 years. Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying like
you built up a lot already.
No, The Rock don't end up getting screwed by the blood. Like we probably know how it's going to end.
Like it always. Exactly. Like it always.
Still?
Oh, cheating ass.
And still.
You can't keep getting away with this.
I don't know. For me personally, I think that it's just going to be 2 separate matches. It's going to be Rock and Roman in Australia because they gave him a bag and a half. And then WrestleMania is still going to be finish the story like we've assumed it's going to be for the last 365 days.
So you think it's gonna be Cody and
they might put that story on the back burner, my guy. They got a lot of ammo in here.
Wait. So you think it's gonna be Roman and Cody at WrestleMania?
Yes.
Okay.
And then do The Rock and Roman at
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you want to run back Rock and Roman or like the tribal chief or whatever, like you've now made Cody like your main guy and he's on his own storyline and that's the marquee match. The SummerSlam or some shit. Like you can come back and do Roman and them.
I can't wait to start fantasy booking WrestleMania. Like once the Rumble actually happens and we kind of start getting a more clear picture about who's going to be where. Like, I can't wait to kind of start
the 27th.
Also, The Rock got blown up from doing the spine buster on people's elbow, so like that man is not ready to run a one-on-one match right now.
You said he got blown up.
He was tired. He was huffing and puffing, doing the whole like.
He'll probably get back in the gym, drinking his lion's blood again and all of that shit.
He been in the gym. He just ain't been doing cardio.
He ain't wrestling training. He doing all his normal.
That nigga huge.
That's athletic.
No, he huge for no reason.
I start off with 8,000 pancakes with a gallon of lion's blood.
Triple T also said he wants Seth and Punk and Rock and Roman. Yeah. I didn't think about the Elimination Chamber factor in it, but if it doesn't happen at Elimination Chamber, then I want to see it at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, sir.
No, that's all right.
That would be interesting if he's actually in an EC match, though. Right?
No, he's not.
It'll probably be a one-on-one.
It's going to be a one-on-one.
Because sometimes to protect cats, they can have him come out last and have him just do a couple spots, too. Just if he's not in ring shape, not then. But like the Cena treatment last year. Was it last year or the year before? Cena, he was at the end. He got eliminated, though, but he only had a couple moves. He wasn't in there forever. And they got his ass up out of there. Or Edge. Was it Edge? I can't remember.
Triple T said The Rock needed an oxygen tank after that
He did a lot of running, bro.
No, he didn't.
He did a lot of talking, boy. That's what it was.
was probably so excited.
He was hella excited.
The adrenaline, it's too much.
But when you hear a pop like that, though, I know them.
Every
the
time.
hair's got to come up on you. He
do that every time he come out. He do the rub his arm, like goosebumps. I'm so happy to be back.
Everybody had the same reaction, like, holy shit.
You see Samantha Irvine's?
Yeah, I seen her.
I was like, dog, yeah.
That's what I was thinking about, like, with Punk. It's like, no wonder Punk ego is where it is. Like, can you imagine, like, people, like, every time you walk out, like, people just, like,
going
crazy.
Ape shit.
And can you imagine
as soon as your music hit,
having that much crowd control where you know you got all these people in your hand to do, like, the way The Rock was, he was just,
but he was showing, like, he that dude. It's The Rock.
Like,
it just be all so beautiful. Like, hey, just one time.
But last thing to say before we get off him.
Give it to me.
I got when he ended that promo talking about, like, where should I go and eat this, and that, and then he said, where should I sit at the head of the table? The way he did it,
I was like, oh,
yeah, because I was watching the Bucks game and
he threw that in there and walked off.
And I just heard head of the table and I said, wait, what? Rewind that.
Exactly.
I said, where rewind that?
That was my holy shit, man. I was like, oh shit, he actually said it.
Me too.
I was like, oh, I see what they do. I see you.
And then Roman tweeted out just a laughing emoji, like, all right, bro. I'm not here for it. All right.
I don't know if I asked y'all this question. Like, I was thinking about this because, like, when The Rock was on game day, like, they played his wrestling music. Punk, everywhere he goes, they play Cult of Personality. Like, Mick Foley did, like, some little one-man show, and they play, like, his theme music. So, like, if you had, like, one song that played, like, every time you enter the room, like,
I've thought about this.
I know. Kanye can't tell me nothing.
Jay-Z, you don't know.
Kanye can't tell me nothing. That'd be
As
soon as you hear that, nah.
oh my God, Ken is here. Oh, I can't believe it.
I'll be
You gotta pick a song that has a start to it that's very. That's why I like Jay-Z. You don't know, because it's the and then the beat come in. You're like, yo. Then you hear the
Well, see, it probably my kickball song there. Monster, Meek Mill.
I'm not familiar with
it. He come in. The money turned into a monster. I'm like, oh shit.
I asked the question. I didn't think about it. On the top of my head, it was Swagger Like Us because again, like it starts off like and they has the big drums. And
you got to be a tag team with that one. Who's the us?
Me, myself, and I.
It's just me. Ooh.
I'll remix it.
No, so real quick, we talking about people coming back and whatnot. AJ Lee kind of was hinting towards making a wrestling.
Oh, y'all was booing her when I said she should come back. Oh, no, he was.
No, she still gets the boos.
Hey, listen, I like AJ Lee. I thought she would be. I think she's better still than half. I won't say half.
Women, totally. This women division.
That's what I said. I won't say half, but she's still better than the bottom third.
That's a good one, Triple T.
Ham. Okay. So real quick, we're running late, so I got to be quick. When Ham came out, I was playing that song in my apartment, and no one else was home, and I was playing it loudly. And then they got to the part where it's like, and that's when everybody wanted to walk in.
What the fuck?
They were like, "What?
They're like, what the hell you
like,
doing?
They were literally like scared.
What
like, they
you
were
got
like,
going on in this?
She done turned.
Like, you in a cult? What you doing?
Actually, like now that you bring that up, Naysayers in Paris.
Naysayers.
Hey, that's the title. Naysayers in Paris, by the way.
Naysayers in Paris.
I like that.
But yeah, AJ Lee posted a picture of her with her wrestling boots on. It does.
You know my wife's name.
Yeah.
She had wrestling boots on, and this "Hello Darkness, my old friend." So maybe we see her.
They were showing old clips of her doing when she was training when she was helping CM Punk with heels, and she was training for the role, showing her kind of moving around, doing her finisher that she did in the WWE and stuff.
I know why she's coming back. He keeps taking pictures of all these girls.
Nigga, he been the most popular motherfucker amongst the women's division since he came back. He ain't got nothing but pictures of women.
Pearly whites, bro. She's like, you smile a little too hard on Instagram.
They sitting there looking at him, admiring him. He's sitting there smiling back with his hands on his hips and shit.
Don't get your ass whooped, though.
That man, first of all, CM Punk, like, he has aged backwards since he got back to WWE.
I wonder. A whole lot of pictures he taking, goddamn. Found the youth has been finding.
He dipped himself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
I see what Vince McMahon was doing.
Oh no!
He like a
no. They on that with Chris Jericho.
He
right
like
now.
a mannequin now, fam.
They might get Jericho.
I was like, golly,
damn, Chris, not damn.
Golly. All right, Ken.
What superstar in either WWE or AEW do you feel like had the best year?
Swerve
had an amazing year. He's super over at AEW.
Yeah.
His intro, fire.
Yeah.
But I would say LA Knight too.
Yeah, that's mine.
And that's not an insult. You know, it's just a fact of life.
No, when we went to Smack, I should say we didn't go together. We both went to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And Roman came out, and LA Knight interrupted that man.
I was like, oh! Yeah, as soon as his music hit, it was
a
lit.
double feature SmackDown here in Milwaukee.
Man.
And every time LA Knight came out, it was the same energy.
Yeah, same energy.
Like, y'all already seen him 4 times.
I swear he came out 4 times, man.
They still...
They wanted you to have the same energy and shit like you didn't see this nigga that many times.
It's
But they had
10
it,
o'clock, bro. Come on now.
Man, it was 10:30.
Hey, niggas was wrestled out for real. I was like, man, it's a lot of wrestling. I appreciate it. We was getting our money's worth, but God damn. And they get time either. They went right to it. As soon as this first show was done, they all of a sudden music hit. You like, damn, what the fuck?
Did the pyros go off?
The first one ended. I was putting my coat on.
Yeah,
I heard,
all of a sudden
don't go
music
anywhere. Hit. The next episode of SmackDown starts now. And I was
the music
like,
hit.
Now.
Like,
and the music hit, and I was like,
it's more wrestling. What the fuck?
It was WrestleMania weekend for y'all.
Yeah. I swear, my son he was barely making it, bro. We was like, all right, man, we gotta get up out of here. I gotta go home, man. A little bit, it had enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jey Uso, but like
that's a good one too.
Does WWE have like too many baby faces right now?
They have a lot.
Because like they aren't really doing anything with LA Knight. They aren't really doing anything with Jey Uso. Like
Cody.
You still got Cody, who's like on a side quest. You got Seth. You got The Rock. Apparently, you got Punk. You got Kevin Owens.
I feel like he's the anti.
So that's the thing.
I mean, he ain't been here enough to know.
Yeah, what he really is.
I wonder if we kind of start getting away from heel face
and
just wrestle.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Bianca to turn heel.
I guess I like not necessarily do they have too many faces, but like do they have too many guys that actually need the spotlight? Where like, I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches type of situation, but it's like you don't have enough spots for all these dudes that are like super over right now. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, do they have too many dudes that are over where like they can't actually?
I mean, but they can put them against each other because as far as the faces go, you name those, but then I could say AJ Styles because he just came back. Randy Orton is a heel. You got Drew McIntyre. You have the whole Judgment Day. You have.
I'm not saying like
shout out to Dom Mysterio too.
Yeah, he had
talking about superstars who had a year. First of all, he wrestled a lot.
A shit ton. Good Lord.
He won a title and everything.
But the heat that Dom gets, the moment he grabbed
that man
the
cannot
microphone.
talk. He cannot open his mouth.
I think he wrestled the second most matches among superstars this year. I think LA Knight was number 1, and I think Dom was number 2.
He needed it though. He needed the reps.
He did.
He was trash, man.
You only get better.
I always thought he was cool getting better.
No, I'm just saying he got a lot better. But I remember this time last year,
he was like wrestling like his daddy. Like now he's actually wrestling like.
Yeah. And I also you mentioned Jey Uso, but since Jay has left, I've been really enjoying Jimmy. Jimmy's been hilarious. Sami Zayn had a good year. Like there's been
no years. Yeah, it was so. As far as the most wrestling for last year, Cody Rhodes was number 1 at 113 matches. Dominic was number 2 at 106. Seth at 3 at 105. Damian Priest at 4 with 100. Austin Theory at 98. Well, he's tied with LA Knight at 98.
There you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
LA Knight need the reps too.
He got him. Shit, he had 98 matches.
He need a new finisher. That's what he needs.
That finisher was trash, man. When he hit movies, I was like,
that's it.
That don't hit, fam.
He wrestled 98 matches. There's 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah. You doing like 3 weeks?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, that's a lot of fucking wrestling, bro.
But he could easily come up with another finish.
I mean, if you listen to Hulk Hogan, he used to wrestle 400 days a year.
Yeah, Ric Flair said they used to wrestle crazy.
No, they did used to have a super.
He said he used to wrestle twice in a day, sometimes like flying overseas and then coming back over here and wrestle. I'm like, that's why they was on drugs and shit. You know how Ric Flair was.
Yeah.
He was like, I was in Japan and I came back in Ohio the same day.
That's a 16-hour flight. What you talking about?
Jet flying.
I'm lying.
Willing dealing. Then stealing. Son of a gun.
He said, I'm lying.
Jet flying.
Well, I did not make the post. I apologize. Y'all supposed to hold me accountable.
Now, who was that? Jeff?
Yeah. You ain't here this week, so I got time. That's like when you got a sub on the day that your assignment was due.
Hey, what if Fook is marked?
Where he been at? He ain't been at.
All right, I was like, all right.
Better hit him up.
I guess I ain't don't leave. Following.
Yeah.
Yeah, Royal Rumble pool is coming up in a couple weeks.
It's a laundry list.
Royal Rumble pool is coming up in a couple weeks. I will be making a post this week. It's after the holidays. We're back on schedule. Just respond to that. Let me know if you want to enter. Royal Rumble pool is a game that we play every year. We assign people random numbers 1 through 30 before the Royal Rumble starts. If the wrestler that comes out at the number that you assign wins the match, you win a TECK
swag package.
Oh, before the Mania, can we guess the last spots? Who we think would be like the surprise entry? You know, usually they'll fill out the whole thing
before the Rumble. We can definitely jump into that. Triple T says might be his year to win the Royal Rumble pool. Maybe.
I feel like you won before.
He said he hadn't. We've had
he said he didn't win.
He said he's never won.
I thought he did too.
I dropped off a swag package to that man before.
Probably
maybe not for
that.
this, but
probably for something else. But yeah, make sure y'all sign up for that. We'll have the information out soon. Never up the show for the week. Yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Some laughs, good conversation.
I forgot to put it in the
evening. Naysayers.
Shout out to Michigan and Washington. They were playing for the night.
At that end of that Washington Texas game, it was tight. I was watching it last night.
Both games.
It was great. It was cinema.
The first game went to overtime.
It was great football.
And then they Leroy Jenkins into the offensive line on the winning play.
Yeah, someone broke that play down at Alabama when they did the quarterback sneak, and it was like, it wasn't supposed to do that. The play got blown up. It was actually a RPO. And if you see how it was all lined up, it should have went to the running back, but it got blown up so quick. Oh, he was like, I just
ran. That's why it's RPO. Why didn't you throw? Well, I guess the throw wasn't open either.
Like he had to go.
No, he ain't thinking about the throw. It's RPO. Run pass option. We just go run. But run.
Yeah, man.
It was just so anticlimactic because like both teams took timeouts right before the play. Somebody got hurt before that, so like it had been like at least like 3-4 minutes since the last play going on.
Yeah. All right, we'll get out of here again. Happy New Year,
Happy
everybody.
New
We
Year.
hope that 2024 is a beautiful year for you and yours. I wish you nothing but health, prosperity, and love in the new year. We're gonna get about it yet. You can catch me.
Wait a minute.
On Twitter, Instagram. These 2K PSN Streets at Camille Monet. CAMILLEMON 8.
Porte.
Yeah.
I was like, why what?
That is why. My bad. Okay. No, what?
That's what?
Yeah.
It's why. You want it why?
No, Porte is because.
Pork. Yeah, because K is Y.
Hey Siri.
Yeah.
What pork mean in Spanish?
Pork 2 words is Y. Pork 1 word is because.
What's pork in Spanish? Hey Siri, tell me now. She ain't even talking to me.
Siri gets like, man, if you don't get your goofy ass off my line. All right.
But at Bucksburner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
Yeah, everyday_gentleman on Instagram, KHarris216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. It's a new year. It's a new me.
No, it's not.
Okay. It's the same old cheap, but still.
New year, new me, looking ass.
It's still. I'm trying to get better. I hope everybody this year just tries to be better than they were last year.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite things about, you said the same OG. Have you listened to the lyrics of that song recently? Like,
even though I'm on CD.
That man said, if I want to drink a 40, the only time I drink a 40 is when I want to drink a 40.
He actually says that.
Yeah.
The only time I drink a 40 is when I want to drink a 40.
That's hilarious.
And usually when I wear a suit,
I leave not with one, but two.
I'm
not trying to hurt nobody.
I swear I'm finna go to the car and listen to that shit.
I mean, it's kind of...
You can't be mad at me.
Hey, that's what it means came from. He was singing that shit, wasn't he? That nigga head and shit.
But that one, the fact that he started the song off with the 40 has always made me laugh. The only time I drink a 40 is when I want to drink a 40.
That is hilarious.
Jigging the shit the whole time in the background.
That is hilarious.
In the wave and shit, like damn.
But yeah, that's it, y'all. We out of here.
Had the shirt waving in the wind and shit.
Not the shirt.
Hey, when he was dancing with the broom though, that shit was cold, fam.
Oh, and,
Hey, I was in the house with the
the
mops and shit.
Twirling him off.
Oh, what?
Was he the one that had the stretcher on 106 in Park?
Yeah, they
He
did.
came out and
the-
they shocked him.
Oh, back up. I'm not gonna lie. Genuine was like one of my first celebrity crushes. Like when I saw that man in that pony video, I was
You
like,
and a lot of.
I was like, who is that?
Oh, the baby hair did it for you?
I was like 7.
Hey,
I was like,
his
who
baby
is
hairs was
he?
laid, fam.
No, he had the perfect little curl.
My man had the baby hairs laid.
Genuine and Usher had girls going.
Genuine had me start
crazy.
feeling things I didn't know. I was like,
Jesus.
100% Genuine is when it. Oh,
Ah,
I had that album too. I just stared
that
at
was
the
my
cover.
shit. I had that out. No, that was my So Anxious was on that motherfucking shit.
So
that was
actually,
my
was
shit.
that shit though.
Then he followed that up with the In Your Jeans, and I was like, oh my god. Then I was
Differences,
like in middle
that was
school,
like-
high school, and I was like, yes, Genuine.
What's the song?
Which album?
All right, no.
I Love You More Every Day.
Oh,
That was my
okay.
shit.
I'll give you that.
that song not even called that.
I know. That's why I'm like,
But
I'm
I
trying
know-
to sing it.
I
to
know
figure
what
it
you-
out.
I know what
I
you
know what
mean,
you're talking about,
but
though.
I can't think of the real name.
Yeah, I don't know what the real name
Why
is.
don't?
But I know what you're talking
You know what,
about.
dude? Wrap us up. We out of here. Oh, you got the Genuine with the vest.
This freaky nigga here.
This nigga, dog. Had
all
the
people-
stash,
My
like, what up?
bad, bro. My bad, bro.
You put the baby oil on, like, yeah, you see the same OG. Try to ride that pony. What up?
No, I didn't know what Pony was about until I was in college.
Yeah.
I thought the man was really singing about having ponies.
Oh, dog.
Just trying to take you on a ride.
I love
He's trying to see what's in them jeans.
it. Genuine was the one.
That man was thrusting in every video.